Young Buzz. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the hottest K-pop updates, the latest comebacks, and of course, all the things that make us scream, cry, and laugh as true fans. Today, we need to talk about something super exciting. Twice just dropped a preview of their brand new special album, and honestly, this is going to be huge. So, on the 29th, JYP Entertainment gave us what I would call the ultimate teaser. A 1 minute and 32-second video that basically shook the entire fandom. The album is called 10, The Story Goes On, and it's not just a regular comeback, it's a celebration. This album is tied to their 10th anniversary, which, when you think about it, is such a massive milestone for any K-pop group, especially one that's been as active and consistent as Twice. Now let's talk about the title track first, because this is always the centerpiece of any comeback. The song is called Me+YOU, written and composed by the legendary K-pop producer Kenzie. If you've been a longtime K-pop fan, you already know, Kenzie's touch on a track usually means it's going to be iconic. And the fact that Twice members themselves contributed to the lyrics makes it even more personal. For me, that's what I love the most about this group. They're not just performing, they're storytellers, and they're telling their story through this song. And the title alone, Me+YOU, already screams connection, doesn't it? Like it feels like Twice is saying, our story is not just about us, it's about you onces. I don't know about you guys, but that kind of message gives me chills. It's intimate, it's heartfelt, and for a 10th anniversary project, I can't think of a better theme. But wait, we also got introduced to something even more special. Each member has their own solo track on this album. Yes, you heard that right. 10 songs, and the girls all get their moment to shine individually. This, to me, is what makes this album different from their past releases. It's not just about Twice as a group, it's about Twice as individuals, showing us their own colors, styles, and emotions. Let's go through them one by one, because honestly, every title says so much. First, Nayeon's solo is called Me! And okay, I'm already smiling because it feels so Nayeon, right? Bold, confident, a little cheeky. She's always had that vibrant energy, and I can only imagine this song being upbeat, playful, and very Nayeon core. What do you guys think? Do you think it's gonna be more like pop? Or will she surprise us with something totally different? Then there's Mina with Stone Cold. Now, when I first heard this title, I immediately thought, this is going to be dark, emotional, and probably show us a more dramatic side of Mina. We know she has this elegance, this calm aura, but at the same time, she can hit us with emotional depth that just cuts straight through. Personally, I'm expecting something slow, powerful, maybe even a little cinematic. Next, Jeongyeon's solo is called Fix a Drink. And this one really caught my attention, because Jeongyeon has been through so much in her journey. Health struggles, breaks from activities, and for her to come back with something that sounds fun, and maybe even a little cheeky, feels like a statement. It's like she's saying, I'm here, I'm okay, and I'm ready to have fun again. Honestly, that makes me so happy. Now, Sana's song is Decaffeinated. Tell me that's not the most Sana title ever. I can already imagine her soft vocals paired with something bittersweet, like a late-night ballad. You know that feeling of sitting in a cafe at 11 p.m. when the city is quiet and you're just lost in your own thoughts? That's the vibe I'm expecting. And then we have Momo with Move Like That. Okay, let's be real. This one is probably going to be a dance anthem. Momo is Twice's dance machine, and I just can't imagine her not using this chance to absolutely slay with a track that highlights her performance power. I'm picturing heavy beats, maybe a little EDM influence, and a performance that just blows everyone away. What do you think? Do you agree this might be the most performance-driven track of the album? Jihyo's solo is ATM, and honestly, I had to pause and laugh a little at this title. Because Jihyo has such strong vocals, and the idea of her singing a song called ATM feels like it could be playful, sassy, or maybe even metaphorical. Like maybe it's about giving too much, or about value, or maybe it's literally a fun concept about money and love. With Jihyo, you never know, but whatever it is, we know she's going to deliver with those powerhouse vocals. And we're not done yet. Nayeon is taking on a track called Chess. And as soon as I heard that, I thought, oh, this is so Nayeon. She's witty, she's clever, and chess makes me think of strategy, mind games, and sharp lyrics. I wouldn't be surprised if this one has some rap elements, maybe even a playful yet edgy vibe. Chaeyoung's solo is In My Room. Now, this is where I expect something very personal, maybe even vulnerable. Chaeyoung is known for her artistry, her creativity, and her willingness to be open about her feelings. So a song with a title like that could easily be a look into her inner world, something raw and emotional. And finally, Suyu's solo is Dive In. And can we just talk about how fitting that title is for her? Suyu has always been a bit more reserved compared to the other members, but whenever she does step forward, she commands attention. Dive in. Dive in feels like a statement, like she's telling us, I'm ready to show you more of myself. I'm honestly so curious to see what kind of style she's gonna take on with this one. So, we have 10 tracks, each one giving us a piece of TWICE individually, and then tying it all together with ME+YOU as the group's story. For a 10th anniversary project, I feel like this is a love letter, both to the members themselves and to the fans. And personally, I think this is exactly how you celebrate 10 years, by reflecting on everything they've done together, while also giving us a glimpse of who they are as individuals. But here's what I want to ask you guys. Whose solo are you most excited about? Because I feel like every once is going to have a different answer. For me, I think I'm most curious about Mina's Stone Cold and Jeongyeon's Fix a Drink, just because I feel like those will show us new sides of them. Now, aside from the music itself, TWICE also announced something else that makes this comeback even more meaningful. They're holding a fan meeting called Love Universe, or should I say 10VE Universe, with the number 10 replacing the L to represent their 10th anniversary. That's happening on October 18th at Korea University's Hwajeong Gymnasium in Seoul at 5 p.m. And yes, for international ones, they'll also be live streaming it online through Beyond Live. Can we just take a second to appreciate how much TWICE has done for their fans over these 10 years? This isn't just another fan meeting. It's them literally celebrating a decade of music, memories, and milestones with the people who've been with them since the very beginning. I mean, think back to Like Oh Ah in 2015, to all the viral hits like TT, Cheer Up, Fancy, Feel Special, and I Can't Stop Me. TWICE has given us so many eras to look back on. And now here we are, 10 years later, still waiting for their next chapter. And what I really admire about TWICE is their consistency. In an industry where so many groups fade away after just a few years, TWICE has managed to stay at the top of their game. Part of that is because they've always had music that connects with people, but I also think it's because of their bond with Onces. They've built this relationship where the fans feel like they're truly part of TWICE's journey. And this new album, 10, The Story Goes On, feels like a direct continuation of that bond. Another thing that really struck me is how the album isn't just about nostalgia. Yes, it celebrates the past 10 years, but it also feels forward-looking. The solo songs show us where each member might go creatively, and ME+YOU feels like a promise that their story with fans isn't ending. It's still moving forward. That's powerful. Now I want to talk a bit about the preview video itself. Even though it was only a minute and a half long, it was enough to get everyone talking. The visuals, the snippets of songs, and the way it was put together. It was like they knew exactly how to keep us hungry for more. And isn't that what TWICE does best? They give us just enough to fall in love again and again, but leave us wanting the full experience. I was also thinking about how each solo might be performed in the future. Like, will they bring these songs to their concerts? Imagine a TWICE tour where, in the middle of the show, each member gets their own solo stage with these tracks. That would be incredible. It would give each member a spotlight moment and make the concert feel even more special. Do you guys think they'll actually do that? Or will the solos just live as part of this album? And speaking of concerts, the idea of Love Universe being streamed online is such a lifesaver for international fans. Because let's be real, not everyone can fly to Korea to see it in person. But the fact that TWICE is making sure fans around the world can celebrate this 10th anniversary together, that's such a thoughtful move. And Beyond Live has always done a great job making these experiences feel global. So I'm really excited about that too. But let me pose this question. If you could attend in person, would you rather be there at the fan meeting in Seoul, or would you be just as happy watching from home with the live stream? Because honestly, while being there in person is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, sometimes being cozy at home and still feeling connected is just as special. I'm curious how you guys feel about that. Now, before we wrap up, let's think about the impact this album is going to have. Twice isn't just dropping a comeback, they're cementing their legacy. This project is going to show future generations of idols what it looks like to celebrate a decade in the industry with grace, creativity, and love for your fans. And personally, I think this is why Twice is more than just a group. They're icons. So when 10 The Story Goes On officially drops on October 10th at 1 p.m., I already know it's going to be one of those albums we'll look back on for years. A time capsule of Twice's journey so far, and a promise of what's still to come. And that's what makes this so exciting. Not just for Once, but for K-pop fans in general. And of course, join the discussion in the comments. I'll be checking them out and maybe even replying to some. This has been Anyang Buzz, and as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay happy, stay positive, and keep buzzing with love for K-pop.